Hi guys, Ace Fox here, and I know it's been a while since I recorded last, about 3 months at least, but I've been busy playing some Guns of Icarus online, the new DLC which comes out around June or July of 2016, Alliance mode, so it's PvE, and I'd just like to show you some footage that I've took, but this video is going to be mostly about the ships, some new ships, because not very many people test right now. And I mean, lots of the players in Guns of Icarus Online PvP would like to know how the PvE test is going, and so I'm going to be showing you today some of the new ships and why they're so special. So first up here we have the Magnate, which you might have seen in that little piece of footage I had earlier. It's more like so it's got 2 heavy guns in the rear, so one on the port side, one on the starboard side, and then 4 light guns. Obviously 2 on port side and 2 on the starboard side. I really like the ship. It's nice and fast and nimble like a squid or a goldfish. I personally call it, you know, a really big goldfish. It looks gold. You know, it's really powerful and fast. It looks really nice. Like the sails look like scales. Hopefully I didn't mumble. You know, it actually came over. You know, the sails look like fish scales. I think it looks pretty cool. So most of the little balloons are hidden behind the sails, which adds to the effect. And what I like with this ship, it also has something that looks like crew quarters. This is one problem I had with Guns of Icarus Online ships. It's like, where do you put the crew when you're on these long voyages? Because that's what Guns of Icarus is about. Is if you haven't looked at the story, it's usually about how the certain raiders and things and pirates go after cargo, or they're, you know, there's nowhere for the crew to stay. So I like that there's crew. There's a crew spot on the ship. One issue I found with the ship is that there is some areas where if you want to jump from the rear guns to the front guns in the lower deck part of the ship, you actually there's a space you have to jump in between, and sometimes you can miss and obviously fall to your death. But that is the fastest way sometimes to get those guns. Have to climb ladders and move all the way across the ship to get to the front guns, and by the way, the hull is in the front as well. That is one bonus, by the way. The hull is right in the front, next to the gunner positions. So you can have a gungineer running the light front guns, and he can be working on hull, and then the other guy can be in the back running the balloon and the heavy guns. And the actual gunner, I'd recommend putting it the mid guns, the 2 in the middle, and he just runs across between those, because I don't really think there's any components there to fix besides the guns. Yeah, because the main engines and all the engines are in the back, which is great for a gungineer running. So this is the Crusader, and I sort of like to call it the flying train just because it looks like it's got a big plow in the front, and it's got 2 giant wheels underneath that rotate, so it looks like it's a train moving through the sky. So 3 balloon stacks in this one. Main engine is underneath. Obviously 1 balloon compressor to run all 3 balloons there. Weapons on this ship include 2 heavy front guns that are slightly tilted upwards, and 4 light guns in the rear, sort of like opposite to the Magnate. Now, because those front guns are slightly tilted upwards, this ship is very good at doing assaults from underneath enemy ships. One disadvantage of that is you can't point those front guns down, so you don't have any heavy guns that could point downwards. Now, saying that, this ship does look very nice with stained glass windows in the front, a few bookcases inside, and some other added bonuses, some more moving parts that you can really see very well from the inside rather than the outside. So one major disadvantage of the ship is that the hull is actually up on the main level, so if you're on the bottom or running the heavy guns, which are actually on a lower level than everything else, you can't actually jump up and hit that hull, so you have to go up the stairs, go back towards the captain, and then head. You have to actually turn around, do a 180, and then go towards the hull. It does take a while to get to it, but saying that, I mean, this ship is pretty much like a giant junker flying through the sky with heavy weapons, so it's pretty beastly, so I don't think you'll have to go to the hull very often. Oh, and finally, the Corsair. This ship is quite large. I mean, it's going to compete with the Galleon. I mean, it's got a massive hull. It can take a lot of damage. Balloon is massive. So this ship actually comes equipped with 3 heavy guns, 1 on port side, 1 on the bow, and 1 on the starboard side. And then all the rest of the guns are light. 2 light guns, obviously, near the front section, 1 on port side, 1 on starboard side, and then 1 light gun on the rear, which is sort of nice to cover your butt. Disadvantages include, it's absolutely a confusing layout. There's a whole bunch of ladders that you think will go one way, and they don't. I mean, if you're confused with Spire or Mobula, this is twice as bad. I mean, I know the ship looks great, but it's really confusing and hard to navigate once you're on board. Also, this ship is very slow and it takes a while to maneuver. However, it's a flying tank. I would say it can take a lot of damage. As you can see here, that's actually a boss ship using a solar array to go up against this wonderful Corsair, and it can take a beating. I mean, the hull goes down, as you can see, but it comes right back up really fast. So, I mean, it's a great ship, and I'd like to see a lot more. Stay tuned for more. So currently, that's all of the new ships in Alliance mode. If you'd like to stay tuned to see what's going on in Alliance mode and how the testing's going, just subscribe to my channel, and I'll be sure to help you guys out. Any questions, just leave them in the comment section, and I'll hopefully be able to answer them, and maybe I can even give you some video examples. Thanks for watching.